So there are people who feel a sort of vague empathy with the Christian heritage, and they sing carols at Christmas time and things like that. But there does seem to be something special about the Jewish atheist, the desire, no matter that you've totally lost your belief in God, you still maintain Jewish rituals, Jewish festivals, Jewish customs. What do you think the difference is? Is it the persecution?
No, the distinction is that Christianity is a creed. It's not, the Christians are not a people who originate from a land, who have a historical shared memory. To be a Christian is to say the creed of Christianity. Jews are more like Greeks. We're a people. We're an ethnicity. We have our holidays. We have our food. We have our traditions. The Jewish people come from a historical experience. Christianity comes from a creed and a belief system.
Yes.
Jews don't believe. I mean, the Jewish thing, the famous Jewish thing is you've put 3 Jews in a room, you get 5 opinions. Yeah. And if Judaism was a creed, there's no consent. Jews don't agree with each other.
No. But what about things like prohibitions, mixing milk and meat and things like that? I mean, do you maintain those?
No. So again, we look at everything under the criteria of, is it meaningful? Well, it would probably be more meaningful to be a vegan if you're going to follow a dietary law today. Is it dignified? Well, that's neutral. How about women rabbis? Is it meaningful? Yes, I think that allowing half the population access and using their skills is meaningful. Is it dignified? Yes.
Yes.
How about intermarriage? Yes, we do that too. Is it meaningful? Yes, people should love each other. Is it dignified? Absolutely.
Right.
This is our criteria, and this becomes very interesting.
But one might wonder, still, why you bother? I mean, why you hold weekly services and maintain a temple?
Why do you bother having dinner with your family?
Okay, it's like that.
Because it's your family.
Yes.
Why is that meaningful for you? Some of it can't be intellectualized. It's a deep-seated need for a Jew to be part of his or her community, or for my child to know. It's not far from biology. We are organisms that need to know ourselves. It's a basic human need. I would even say it's our birthright. And I believe that what you're working so hard for in the world is that people, especially children, have access to information that allows them the best possibility of knowing themselves. That's true for a people too. I want my children to know themselves. This is a rich life, free of all inherited dogma, just like science, free of all inherited evidence that has been proven, disproven. Free, you're free, but I'm still a scientist.
Yes. When you say that the Jews are a people, the Christians are a creed, Jews in America just look like Americans. Jews in Italy look like Italians. Jews in Africa tend to look like Africans. The Jews are not in a very obvious sense a genetic people. There are people who have a common shared tradition.
They're historical people.
They're historical people, yes, with a tradition which is, as you've said, the history in it is mostly false. I mean, there was no Abraham, there was no Moses.
Well, what the establishment tells us from about the year 1 until today, that's their version. It's like science. It's like saying the world, still believing the world is flat. That was one voice. So the rabbis who wrote, the people that wrote and canonized the Torah, they weren't the Jewish people. A lot of the Jewish people were in Babylon. In fact, the elite were in Babylon. So to say that one person or one time period or one book or one collection of books can speak for the Jewish people is like saying that Einstein speaks for science.
Yes.
He is valid. He is relevant. We should read him. But he needs to be alongside you. And you need to be alongside Carl Sagan. And you all need to be alongside what will emerge in the future. And so that's how I see the Torah. It's one voice.
Yes. Do you think there was a migration of Jews out of Egypt?
I think there was some kind of migration. I think that it has more power told as a metaphor. And that's the beauty of the holidays where you're a humanist, is that you can live them as metaphors. We all come out of bondage. We all travel through the desert hoping to go home. I mean, again, to know yourself, the ultimate human need is to go
So this is a poetic image. Travelling through the desert is a poetic metaphor.
Yes.
For the travel, the struggle of every human being.
That's right.
Something like that.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you practice any religion?
No.
Do you miss it? Do you miss a community?
No. I mean, I have a community, and the community is the community of my friends. I'm an academic, I live in Oxford, and there is plenty of community life in Oxford among academics, but it's not religious, and we don't go to church or...
Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes, as a people, it's a cultural thing.
Would you miss it?
Well, I wouldn't miss it, but I recognise that the children would. I mean, I loved it as a child, and so I recognised that. But there is a certain hangover of Anglican tradition in my makeup, but it's not that different from village cricket matches and things like that. It's got nothing to do with anything supernatural. I don't feel the need to get together in sort of group bonding sessions.
But you've created a community for yourself that's built around a shared philosophy of life.
Yes, I mean, I regard myself as in a community of scientists, a community of academics, and when I go to the United States or to Australia, I mostly
Those are your brothers
meet
and
academics.
sisters, yes.
Yes.
I wanted to express that I hope you'll consider me a friend.
Very much so.
And whatever I can do to be part of this journey that you're on. And I feel that we're working towards the same way of life in the world. And I would love to be a part of working together in any way I can. It is a true pleasure and honor.
I'll remember that, and I thank you very much indeed.